What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the trades that we took today and how you could have played today, and just read how we read the charts. So today, again, another wild day. I didn't have a video yesterday because there really wasn't anything to recap because of how volatile we were, and even today we were super volatile today. And I was still able to catch a trade today, but yesterday, there really wasn't anything to recap. But this is what we looked like today. It was a wild day. If you looked at the charts, we were bound to get a really strong bounce, and I'll show you why. When we go on the Friday contracts, I think these are not the right contracts because we got new ones this week. It's supposed to be the 540 or the 585 puts. So if we go here, 585 puts, this is what we looked like off of open. So we ended up opening all the way down here at 930. It looks super bad on the bear side right here, but when you go to the higher time frames, we are sitting at such major support. So as you can see, on the 1 hour, we're sitting right at the 50. I know we closed below it, but with how the other time frames look, that's pretty much irrelevant because we got the 2 hour 50 right here, and then again the massive time frame right here, the 4 hour. We hit the 4 hour 50 pretty much to a T, which marked the absolute top in the market today, and that's why we got such a strong reversal, because puts hit such a major support area. And you can see what happened. Yeah, we closed below the 1 hour 50. We had 2 candles under, but then we got this third candle right here, got back above, and that's what sparked the move to go lower. So that is why we got such a big reversal today. These charts are so clean. The 2 out, all the higher time frame supports were on top of one of each other, so that's why we did get that bounce, or not bounce, we'll bounce on the puts and then reversal on SPY. So that is why we got that reversal today. And this is what I took today. I actually played longs today, and reason behind it was because of the 0-day chart. So we ended up getting this nice call cross on the 0-day chart, and I did take this because we were below the 30-minute 50, technically kind of in a neutral market at that point. But yeah, this is what I took. It was a very simple trade. I call this out in Discord. I haven't called out a trade in a while just because of the market we were in, but I felt pretty good about this. It looked really nice. I called this out right at 9:55, so right at the open of this candle, we got in. I didn't buy this yet down in here. I was just waiting for this 10 estimated catch up a little bit, and I wanted to see this start to go in my favor before entering, because I didn't want this to come right back down because we were sitting at those major support areas. So I waited for this to bounce a little bit, and then I got in. We went long right at that 9:55 open, and we caught 150 points. It might have went 160 almost, and then I just trailed my stop up 100 points, and we got stopped on this push down here. But we got stopped 100 points in profit. I trimmed half at 85, and then as we went higher, I trimmed some more, and then my runners, I got stopped at 90, I think 97 points in profit. So that was a good trade. That's what I took, and you could see the calls ended up going negative right here, and yes, this gave a nice move down. But the thing is, with this trade, it was really hard to get an entry on this because of the risk associated with this trade, because when we broke below and crossed negative, it was on this candle right here at 9:55, and we were all the way down here at 190 a contract, the 50s all the way at 297. If we got more of a pop and in this 10/50 SMA area first, that would have been the entry to take. But if you did end up taking this, you would have had to keep a tighter stop on this, because if it does reverse, you're gonna be down quite a few points. So if you missed that trade, all good. The risk to reward really wasn't there, but if you did try to give it a go and just hope it went in your favor quickly, then that was a good move that you could have caught. And that ended up pushing us all the way down to the 50 SMA on the put side. So if we look here, we ended up hitting the 50 on puts, and you could have taken your profit right there. And then yes, this went across, but this is a really funky looking chart because the premiums are so expensive. I really wouldn't take anything off of this because it was just a funky looking chart. You could have tried it maybe once the 50 started to curl right in this area. It could have cost some points, but the premium's so expensive that the chart is just very weird looking, and I wouldn't be really taking anything from that. But we got the put cross. You could see obviously it dropped us lower, and then this is what kind of sparked the move down in the second half of the day. So if we go back to the put chart, you could see we ended up recrossing on the 30 minutes. So you can see once we got this candle right here at 130, or not 230, that was, the 10 was up, the 50 was up, and this was looking to cross again. And you could have tried to, if you played options, this was a lot easier to catch with options, because futures right now is just absolutely crazy with the volatility that we've been having. So if you trade options, you could have swung some short off of this cross, or not swung, but held some short in a close, because we know that this 30-minute is crossing again, and the bears are taking the trend. And you can see we got just such a massive move off of those higher time frame supports on the the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, which is the big time frame right here. 4 hour cross, dip to the 50, and then we just ripped on these puts. So that's pretty much how you would have played today. Going into tomorrow, again, I mean, with how we look, this looks super bearish. I mean, this 30-minute chart right here is very bearish. We just crossed again. So, I can't really see myself longing. The play tomorrow will probably just be to continue to, take shorts. We'll have to see how we open up tomorrow. Futures are already nuking, so, we'll have to see just how we open up tomorrow. Put cross is probably already going to be off the table at open. We'll probably be crossed on puts, and then 50 dip on puts would be a trade to look for if we get that. I don't think we're going to gap up tomorrow, but if we did, focus is still going to be on the shorts because these contracts are crossed. I highly doubt we gap up enough to where this, breaks below the 50. So tomorrow, focus is on the short side unless we get an absolute face ripper for some reason. But that's the gameplay for tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. If you guys want to learn, join the Discord down below. That's where we post all the trades. Last couple of weeks, obviously last week or so, I haven't been alerting that much because of how crazy the market's been. And today was the first alert I dropped probably in like 5 or 6 days, but I'm not going to just force trades that aren't there, or put high risk trades on the table. So yeah, that's what we do in Discord. If you guys want to learn, like I said, join up. But that's all I got. I'm out. Peace.